welcome back to When in the Wild. It's been 2 weeks and I have been impatient to get back to Dungeons and Dragons. All right. Who is reading the recap this week? Caleb, I think you called dibs.
I am doing it.
Excellent.
Stream looks cool, by the way. I just wanna.
Oh, thank you. We could use some accents, and I like the split between the color and the black and the white for the map. I was like, it's lacking a little something to split like the left side from the right side.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Why, yes, it is. Just search up Doobies and Flagons, and you'll find you.
You have 4 subscribers, and if you're wondering, you now have 5 subscribers.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh.
Not 0.
Oh,
Yeah.
subscribe.
I only get.
You know what? I'm gonna like this video too. For the algorithm.
Thank you. Yes, we all need to boost ourselves in the algorithm.
I will subscribe as well.
More subscribers. Oh god.
Oh god.
All right,
mute it.
I can hear it.
Oh, could you hear that?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, so
I like the new look.
ooh,
Thank you.
sound.
I also I don't know if you heard me say this, Caleb, but we've got a slightly new music library.
Oh, sweet.
So it might take
All
me a
right.
second to get used to the volume adjustments here.
Wait,
Nice
I have
loading
questions
screen
about
music
where
right
we are in the map. Anyway, so When in the Wild, Session 10. The party was surrounded by spiders coming out of the tunnel. Thanks to Jeatz' illuminated rock, they were able to make out the spiders quickly. Outside the room, they found a long hallway and started opening doors. Almyre opened a door quietly enough to see more guards manning ballista in the next room. Horace surprised one by pulling it into the room, and Almyre constructed Ka to put the immovable rod in front of the door so the guards could not open to rescue their fellow soldier. The Yuan-Ti was reluctant to talk, but Ka took an eyeball to encourage him to talk about the Great Single. By the way, nice move. They didn't learn much other that Skingle may still forgive the party despite their murdering. They headed right there to get it over with. Skingle didn't seem to be as much of a threat. Ka attempted to dupe the Great Skingle by acting as if they were Yuan-Ti, but with their tail cut off. Skingle knew of this trick the whole time, and of course, the party filed in, at the table, the fortune-telling began. Skingle read a short enhancement, and the party was taken by a deep darkness.
Does it say
That's 2.
enhancement?
Nope, it says enchantment.
Okay.
Skingle read a short enhancement, and the party was taken by a deep darkness. The presence in the darkness to know each of the party members more intimately than they may have guessed. Leander sends us regards, Ka. You capitalized it. Oh. Ka and Jeatz may be more intertwined than they thought, and Almyre's father is not the only master of Chronurgy. Redazir, as the president introduced himself as, advised the party to stop the path that they are on or lead themselves to ruin. His parting words being, "The wizard will unmake the world and put it back together as it was meant to be." The party wakes up to see Skingle gone. They spent some of the time sleuthing around his room. Horace found a gross chessboard, but decided to play the skull sitting across from it. From the skull, he learned that his luck stone given to him by Ball would impose disadvantage on the next 2 rolls when he used his advantage roll. Almyre found a staff that was ultimately the key to the sacrifice room. Ka found a comprehend language spell scroll. The party found a pinhole in the painting, which gave a small view into a hidden sacrifice room where Fontaine was being held, and likely killed very soon. The party books it to an apothecary, finding the hole in the floor that acts as the key to the secret room. They sneaked into the room, and Horace was able to get the jump on the guard, and battle commenced. The party approached, and Skingle threatened to kill the chickens for not laying an egg. He successfully suggests Fontaine to stay in the cage for the remainder of the battle. Almyre tested her new fireball, dealing a hefty blow to Skingle and Sturge. Skingle, however, blew back by stunning Ka with his nightmare abilities, but snapped out of it quickly and finished Sturge with a blade through the brain. Skingle desperately makes a run for Fontaine to deal a killing blow to her, but Horace crit on the opportunity attack, finishing it. Fontaine turned out to be a lot sassier than they expected, taking after her father. She asked the party to escort her carefully through the dungeon. Almyre came back to the enchanting table, rolling an @20 on the Arcana check, learning the enlarge reduce spell. The immovable rod was still in the door. They removed it and took out the last 2 cult members. Fontaine was reluctant to hide in the secret passage, and it was for naught anyway, as they were able to summon the bridge to cross the endless pit. They left the dungeon in the late afternoon.
And that's where we are now. So you all have emerged from this Yuan-Ti dungeon, from this mausoleum standing on the small hill not too far away from this path. It is a couple hours walk back to the Door village, and with Fontaine ahead of you, she says,
"All right, I'm ready to go home. It's freaking cold out here."
And as you guys emerge, it does seem a cold front has moved in. There's some clouds overhead. A noticeable chill has gripped the air.
Reed? We can't hear you.
We can't hear you, Reed.
Avery is red as your. I don't know. It just reminds me of Radovid from Witcher. I just
connection.
get that mad every time.
No connection.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Is it like a cold front something that's unusual? Like would in these places where the seasons are the same, do you still get weather variation like that?
So the seasons in Exurbia are not. They're less exaggerated depending on where you are, but it would still snow in the spring court and the autumn court, for example.
Mm-hmm.
It still gets a little warmer than usual, say, in the winter court. The springs do have an effect, especially in the middling seasons with the spring and autumn. However, in the winter and in the summer court, they're a little less noticeable. So a cold front moving in the autumn court wouldn't be unusual. And as you've heard some of the NPCs say, we are approaching winter throughout Exurbia, which would just mean it's a little colder than usual in some parts, but it might be snowing heavily in others.
Even though she's annoying, I'll offer my cloak to keep her warm.
Oh, thank you. A cloak's nice and all, but I'd really love it if you could carry me.
Oh,
I'm light. I've got bird bones.
if that makes us get home faster for you, then sure.
Yes, you pick up Fontaine. She's remarkably light, being a bird-esque and all. But you head down the path. It's about 4:00 whenever you guys exit the mausoleum, and it only takes about 3 hours to get back. So it's sunset as you're walking down the path, and in the distance you can see the structure of the Door encampment with the ruined tower in the distance and these makeshift wooden walls. And just outside, you can actually see Sidon pacing back and forth, awaiting anxiously your return. And as soon as he can see you all in the horizon, Sidon comes sprinting down the pathway.
Eventually, he makes it to you.
I was gonna say, wait, what's her name that we're?
Fontaine is
Fontaine.
The one you're saying.
I was gonna whisper, Fontaine, play dead.
So yeah, you're holding Fontaine in your arms. She's gone limp, playing along, and you see Sidon runs up.
I just my head is in my hands. I'm just like,
oh my God, my dear girl. And you see Sidon falls to his knees with a hand covering his eyes, and he's just sitting there sobbing on the ground.
Sidon,
happened?
I'm so sorry. We're just too good at rescuing people, and I just like, I guess, throw her out of my.
I got you.
And you see Sidon falls backwards as Fontaine jumps out of your hand, and tackles her dad. Sorry, let me Fontaine. And yeah, you see Fontaine tackles her dad, and Sidon, his sad crying turns into happy crying, and Fontaine and Sidon wrestle for a bit, and they embrace and they start speaking their own language for a minute, sort of like retelling what happened. But Sidon and Fontaine, they head back to the encampment as they're talking to one another. So that brings us here. You see up in the watchtower, Keel, the familiar face that let you in the first time, is actually manning this watchtower this time, and gives you the nod for you to come on in. At this point, the sun has gone down. The fire in the middle of the encampment is blazing, but Sidon invites you in to the ruined tower where the hearth is alight with a large fire, and you see Mizzen sitting across from Deckard. It looks like they're talking strategy, and Sidon is standing there proudly with Fontaine, a hand around Fontaine's shoulder. And Mizzen looks up, beak agape, and just runs over and hugs Fontaine. And as Sidon, Mizzen, and Fontaine are sharing this moment, you see Deckard stands up and looks over to you all, and he says, "Well, you did it. You brought Fontaine back. Wow. And of the UNT, how did they fare?"
I tossed their heads on the table.
Wow. Not what I expected, but appreciated nonetheless that you could bring back proof.
I don't think I'll have to worry about them again. We kind of killed them all.
They were pretty culty.
Culty? What do you mean?
They had this weird guy who was fortune telling, and and all of them just kept saying that, "Oh no, he knows all. You've got to talk to him. Oh no, he knows all. We don't really do anything. We just kind of kiss this guy's feet."
Was his name perhaps Skingle?
I think it was Sinkhole.
It was definitely Sinkhole, yeah.
Yeah, Sinkhole.
Okay, Sinkhole. Yes, that name does sound familiar. Sidon said that when they were ambushed, they said nothing but, "For the glory of Sinkhole." How strange. How very strange.
They also thought you guys were chickens, yeah.
Chickens?
Yes.
Chickens?
Yes, they wanted Fontaine to lay an egg.
We are not such lowly creatures as chickens. I'm offended. I'm glad you killed all of them. Well, consider it a debt paid. And you see Deckard grabs the heads and throws them into the fire, and just the fire erupts.
I say, wait, what debt?
Well, it would have cost you a little bit for sleeping here for the night. So consider that dead bait.
Wait, no. I call rescuing somebody and killing a bunch of snake people a little bit more than repaying our debt.
You got me there. Sorry, we Duar can't but help try and get an upper hand in a deal. You're right. And
I don't expect to get paid, but I expect to be, call it what it is, and that wasn't that.
Fine. You're right. My old instincts as a merchant were coming out there. You're right. Those snakeheads burning, they kind of stink, don't they? Those may be a mistake. Anyway, that said, it's getting a little late, and you see Deckard look outside, and you all see that it has started to snow.
Oh.
And Deckard says, "Why don't you all stay the night? I think it's best we wait out the cold together and maybe have a few drink in celebration of getting this young one back to us."
What's this all going to cost us?
It'll cost me a beetle and a sled, as we agreed to. But
maybe a bottle of bourbon as well.
Oh, of course, a bottle of bourbon. But before we get to that, perhaps some more material payment might be to your liking. And Deckard walks over to you, Horace, and he grabs your hand and gives you 100 favor.
I mean, that's not needed.
Of course it is. For my sake. I didn't believe you could do it, let alone bring back Fontaine. But here we are. And I didn't believe in you, and I feel like I owe you this much.
I'll look up at Jeatz and Cod and Almyre and see if I should take the favor. I don't know.
Take the favor.
It would I think it's important to take it, because if not, they're probably bound to us without some kind of payment.
Then I'll accept it.
And with that, Deckard goes over to this cabinet here, pulls out some glasses and a little decanter of whiskey, and sets them all down and clears off the table and pours 5 glasses of whiskey. Looks over at Sidon and Mizzen. They're too elated, and Deckard walks over to Mizzen and whispers something in her ear, and you see the 3 of them walk off into what you presume to be their bedroom.
I think I step outside and just kind of take a minute to kind of commune, just kind of feel nature and like feel the snow with Pascal.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Boy. Oh boy, a nature check. Oh, I minimized the wrong thing. Crap. Nat 20.
With a natural 20, Jeatz, you go outside and you kneel and you hold out your hands, and you can feel these little flecks of snow hit your hand, and they're cold to the touch, and Pascal's a little cold. You feel him wrap himself up in your collar, and you swear you hear a voice on the wind that says, "Oh, that is not what I wanted. I'm so sorry."
Oh,
just
boy,
the happy music. Just the happy
spooky.
music. Just the happy music. Pure coincidence. You feel a voice on the wind that says, "You're close, my son."
Ooh.
Close to the truth.
I look back at Pascal and say, "Did you say something?"
Pascal.
I give Pascal a pat on the head, and I think I head back in.
All right. So, Khan, Almyre, what are you all doing? Deckard's poured some whiskey glasses. It's getting late. You've been invited to stay for the evening. What are you all doing for the night?
Yeah, I'll imbibe a little bit, but I did want to ask, just as we're, drinking, and, I assume we drink a little bit. This is half drunkenly. So, the Yuan-Ti, right? They're half snake and half people. Snakes lay eggs, and people don't. Do they lay eggs? Is that why they wanted Fontaine to lay an egg?
Can I roll a history check on that?
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I got a nat 1. I want you to know that the history check I was wanting to roll for is whether or not Almyre is an idiot.
Jeatz, your nat 1 means that what happens in your headcanon is that they do lay eggs, but as soon as they lay eggs, the creatures are born, so like they don't have to like gestate inside the egg.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that's totally exactly what happens for UNT reproduction.
Okay, I tell that to Almyre, and I look at it and I look at Almyre and go, so I asked around, and the first person I talked to told me this, and I felt like I didn't really need to ask farther than that. So
Deckard says, you know, that makes sense. They're snakes and they're people, so for both of those things to be perfectly combined, of course it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I'd also like to point out the insanity of the fact that I rolled a nat 20 and then a nat 1.
Oh, it's just D&D. It's just D&D. All right, so you drink and share some laughs. Deckard has a few more questions about the UNT, about your experiences, but it's getting late, and Deckard is starting to nod off at the table, and says, "Well, I think I'm gonna head to bed. Feel free to finish off this decanter." And Deckard kind of slams it in the middle of the table before he saunters off in this hallway.
I think Kaz sticking around with the decanter.
I think I'm gonna sit down and pull out my cards, or my dragon ante.
Your what?
My dragon ante cards. Isn't 3 dragon ante a card game?
You know, I'm sure it is. At this point, you would think... Well, I mean, I prefer rolling checks just because it's easier to facilitate as a DM if I'm having...
Yeah, I just meant, like,
stuff, but
it is a card game, though, I think, right? Yeah, 80 cards.
3 dragon ante.
Yeah.
I'll sit next to him and I'll play.
Could you guys teach me how to play?
Well, I have no idea. I only know to play chess.
Of course. Why not? And I beckon Almyre over to teach Almyre how to play.
All right. So you all spend the night playing cards, 3 dragon ante from Jeatz. Everyone roll me 2d20s, add them together, and we'll see who wins the evening.
The 2 times I've played cards, I've rolled awful, which sucks because canonically I am very good at cards. I got a 5.
Just around strangers. 5 total?
I got a nat 1 and a 4.
Oh my
God. That was a fourth of the average. Oh, Lord.
I got a 36.
Ooh,
damn.
A 17 and 18.
They're at
What was that,
21.
Ka?
Oh, I got a 16.
A 16. All right, Almyre, you did pretty well for your first time playing cards, but you're just beat out by Horace and 3 dragon ante. And with that, you all go to bed. And I don't know why I'm burping so much. Jesus Christ. Sorry. I'm sure I sound terrible right now. You all go to bed and you all get a long rest.
Hey.
And you all wake up. You don't sleep at the table, but Deckard comes to wake you all up relatively early in the morning. You've certainly gotten your night of sleep. Deckard looks like he's been up for a while. Comes to get you all, and he says, "Well, your beetle and your sled is ready.
Sweet.
I assume you intend to make your way on to Nestleton."
That's the goal.
All right. And as you look outside, it looks like a nice frost has covered the ground, but no snow had accumulated as Deckard walks you outside. And Deckard walks over to this beetle with the sled attached to it, and I don't have an icon for the sled, so apologies. But you see this gorgeous blue beetle. Deckard pats its butt and he says, "No, this is Bull. Definitely the hardest working giant beetle in our employ. Now, I will say, I did say you could have Bull, but whenever you're done with Bull, if you could please just let him go. Don't sell him or anything. It took us Doar long enough to get the giant beetles out of their enslavement, and we intend to keep it that way."
I want to go up and try to feed it. I don't know, something I found on the table or something like that, or an apple.
Yeah, we'll say, you guys grab some fruit off the table as like fresh provisions and snacks on your the next couple days travel ahead of you, and you feed it an apple, and its huge pincers grab it, and its little forceps like. Yes, giant beetles do love their fruit. They will be happy with a snack anytime.
I thought that was the beetle, but for a second. Oh yeah.
Oh yes. No, Bull cannot speak outright, but we have a telepathic communication with them being Doar and all.
Does anybody have animals speaking? I must know what this bull sounds like.
Well, we do. That's why we're so close with the beetles. We do have telepathic communication.
Can you do an impression of what bull sounds like?
Sure.
It sounds a little bit like this. You really like that fruit.
Just a small sampling thing. We Doar are also incredible at impressions.
There's enough silence. I guess,
All right.
Jeatz,
we didn't have many provisions to spare, but what we could, we put on the sled, and it should be enough to get you to Nestleton, which is about 3 days' travel by beetle.
Nestleton.
Finally. Can't wait to be home.
Is that where you're from?
Yes.
Is
I'm all the way over there.
is that the seat of the Autumn Court?
No, the Autumn Court is itself a location, and Nestleton is located a little distance away.
Is it a small town?
You might be confused. You see, Deckard pipes up. You see, Nestleton is on the way to Tradeberg, which is, in of itself, is not the seat of the Spring Court, but is sort of like the hub of commerce in Exurbia itself. However, traveling beyond that would bring you to the Autumn Court. It's a couple days' travel between Nestleton, Tradeberg, and the Autumn Court.
Okay.
Where exactly are you going? I said Nestleton and you seemed interested, but I'm not entirely sure that's your final destination. Caleb, the home, and I should have told you this over text, but the home of Equinox is in outside of Tradeberg, but
right.
only just
I
like
knew.
in the forest outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't think I'm just gonna straight up say that. So
sure.
I plan on traveling home with my friends here, and ready to see my family back in Nestleton.
Great. Well, I only ask that you don't take Bull into the Winter Court. They don't do well in the cold.
Oh,
it's already hard enough it being winter in the Spring Court, Spring and Autumn Court, but...
And it's snowing during spring, so it's odd.
Everything here is odd. Not that I would know any different, so what is weird?
He claps his hands and disappears.
The sun's starting to get high in the sky, and we don't want you to get home too late. We don't want you to miss dinner. So, on you go. You see Fontaine runs out and says,
Wait! I just wanted to say thank you, and I'm sorry for being a little shit, but I really saw my life flash before my eyes on more than one occasion, so I just wanted to be sincere in saying thank you all.
I give a polite bow to Fontaine.
That's so sweet of you. I really appreciate it.
I reach out for a fist bump.
Fontaine walks, fist bump you, Horace, and gives you 15 favor, and walks over to the rest of you, and reaches out for a fist bump.
Oh, I fist bump super hard.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, and gives all of you an extra 15 favor, and she says,
I stole that from one of the guards. They're really stupid. Consider it a tip.
I knew you were the same here when you got home. You're just not a little. You're a little shit away from your parents and with your parents.
No, I just don't curse. That's all. Okay, bye.
I look at Fontaine and I go, all of our interactions have been absolutely pleasant, and give him one more bow.
Wait, who the fuck are you?
she just walks away.
She's a little shit and she knows it.
All right, so yeah, Fontaine walks back inside. Deckard gets everything settled and says, you can either ride a top bull if you'd like, or you can handle the reins from the sled. That's up to you.
I'll get on top.
I think I'm going to stay in the sled.
All right.
I'm gonna stay wherever is the most stable, so Pascal doesn't go flying.
I pat my lap.
Hot.
All right. So with that, you feel Deckard touch all of your minds, and at this point communicate with you telekinetically, and you hear him say, "Wherever there are Doar, you have a friend." And you feel him imprint on your mind.
Sweet.
Got a friend in me.
I give him a nod and
Yeah, I give
snap the
him
reins.
as much of a polite nod as possible without doing the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was a deep nod.
I look over at Pascal and go, nod.
Mm-hmm. You see Pascal gets like a sideways nod.
I give Pascal a little pat on the head.
So with that, you all are off. It is 3 days travel from this Doar outpost to Nestleton.
You rolling?
So I'm going to need 3 travel checks. Who wants to roll a
I'll roll
D100?
one.
I'll roll one.
So again, just as a reminder, a 0 through 74 are nothing, but 75 and up.
I got nothing.
Okay, and 11 will be nothing.
45.
45 will be nothing.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
71.
Austin?
So close.
Well, I only needed 3, so all I heard are 3 nothings.
Then we didn't hear Austin's. Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
just out of
hear
curiosity.
me.
Yeah, you didn't. We didn't hear you. Just out of curiosity, what did you roll?
89.
An 89. Okay. Maybe I'll tell you what an 89 would have been. After the session's over. So with that, you are traveling across the plains, and we'll do a little bit of. Do I have travel music? I think I do.
Oh, wait, we're not really in a horse. It's more of a.
It's just 2 coconuts.
Well, this has got 6 legs, so we really need more
It's just
That's
12
definitely-
coconuts. Wait, no, that's 2 coconuts per horse, which
we
is
need
4
3
legs.
coconuts.
So you actually need 3 coconuts.
Oh, no, that is not the right music. So anyway, you're doing some traveling across the plains. We'll pretend like I had travel music prepared because it didn't even cross my mind. So with that,
Do I start as we get closer to home, start pointing out landmarks and things that I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is land that you know, especially as you get about 1 day out.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys
So
are...
as we get a day out, I start pointing out like just like little creeks and like little life experiences, but like nothing super personal. Just like, oh yeah. I used to hang out with my friend over there, and we'd do this, and the Eladrin would come find us at the end of the day, and we'd get into all kinds of trouble. Like,
yeah. So you're just regaling everyone with a couple tales, and I'll just pull up our generic travel map here. Ignore the tokens that are there.
Oh no, Kunk and Unger, not again.
Kunk and Unger got deleted.
As we get like within a day's travel, I make sure to shape change back to my Eladrin form.
Mm.
I don't remember what I've been, but I'm just gonna say that just in case, like, I make sure to change back to my Eladrin form.
Sure, yeah.
And I think I look over at Ka and suggest like not. I would just suggest like keeping your shape the best you can here. The community, obviously, you can't live somewhere this long without them knowing, but as you know, sometimes it's easier to just maintain.
I think Ka just nods back at something appreciative.
I also kind of whisper to Ka, as my father also thinks that we are the only ones who remain, so
He won't know a word.
yeah, thank you. If the time is right, maybe we can talk to him about it, but I don't. Ever since my mother died, I don't want to I don't want to give him frighten. So
Understandable. Thank you, Jeatz.
yes. I kind of lean back and just kind of gingerly touch my arcane focus and think of my mother.
Yeah. As you do so, you kind of round the last bend where a hill reveals your hometown. And I've got a little image for us here. If this will load, what the hell? There we go. Beautiful.
Oh boy, I get to pull out my names list.
Sorry, let me lock this so people aren't dragging it all over the place. Okay, yeah, that works. Sparse, wooden buildings dot the landscape with farmland spread throughout. Nestleton is a small village a few days' travel outside of the much larger Tradeberg. Now, Tradeberg is the heart of commerce in the wild, and travelers who know about Nestleton never fail to pass through on their way to the great beyond. In your youth, Jeatz, you recall always having plenty, thanks to the elder Fey Magnus, who granted the village with its eternal fruiting crops. Travelers would come through and be treated with kindness and respect. No one you ever knew in the village would say no to giving a stranger help, should they ask. However, the once vibrant village now looks dilapidated. The crops appear to be dying in the oncoming winter. The buildings look worn and weary. Concerned, you think to find the shepherd of Nestleton and the Great Hall.
I think as we round the corner and I see the village, my first like, before I really like notice what's happening, I just kind of send off a thanks to Magnus as like I would when I come home, and just go. I've returned. Thank you for your bounty, Magnus, and just kind of under my breath. Just I want to like make people hear it just in general.
Yeah, and as you do so, you find yourself looking towards the Tower of Magnus, which is hidden behind a hill from the village.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
away from view, but you do know that he resides near the village.
Yeah. And I think as I'm doing that, I just do a slight nod towards the tower, like nothing super subtle,
Yeah.
or nothing
Wow,
super
that
like
froze loud. Holy shit. God.
So as I turn my kind of eyes towards the village, do I see any like people out?
Not at the moment, which is weird to you. Generally, people would be out and about, like working the land. But no, it seems that everyone is inside.
Okay. Okay. As we get closer, I look over at everyone and go, something's not right. There's no one's here. This is a pretty lively land. I mean, I don't know where everyone is. Everything looks wrong.
There was
As you
the guards seemed to make some weird comment about this town. I vaguely remember him saying being something. He sounded suspicious of this town. They're talking about, I guess, getting more supplies.
generally the Doar would have been able to trade with Nestleton on their way to this particular outpost, but Sidon said that they were not as giving as they usually were.
I'll say that and kind of put my hand on my hilt.
As we get closer into the city, I want to pull over the beetle and go up to like the first house that I would recognize as like, I don't know, the Laurents, and knock on the door.
Yeah, you go to knock on the door, and immediately someone comes to the door, and you find. Do you have names for these people, or are those?
I sure do. No, it's just Mr. and Mrs. Laurent was what I had.
So you find Elaine Laurent comes to the door. This Eladrin, she's older than when you last saw her, but she comes to the door no less, and the spark flashes in her eyes, just pure joy at seeing a familiar face, and she says, "Oh, how lovely to see you, Jeatz. Oh, it's absolutely wonderful. It's been so long since you've stopped by. Say, your father hasn't said anything of you of late. How have you been?"
I take a deep bow towards towards Elaine and go, Miss Laurent, it's so wonderful to see you. I've been well. I've been traveling and working. I apologize for my rudeness, but what's going on? The town seems barren.
Oh, well, we're just getting by. It's a little taboo to talk about it, so maybe you discuss it with your father. He's the new town shepherd, by the way. Lucky him.
Oh,
but, well, maybe unlucky.
When did that happen? I haven't been gone in very long. I guess the time does go by.
I misspoke when I said lucky him. I'm sure he's quite enjoying the job, but it was quite unlucky for the last shepherd. Like I said, Taboo, maybe 2 seasons ago. It's not been that long, but I would really suggest you go talk to your father about it. You see, she looks behind you and she says, "I really must go. I've got some urgent business in the nursery. It's been lovely seeing you." And she.
Okay. Can I give her like. I just want to give her another bow and go, "Oh, okay, thank you, Miss Laurent. I hope all is well, and give little Oliver a pat on the head for me," and I turn to leave.
Yeah, so she closes the door rather quickly as soon as you turn around. A little suspicious.
Can I do a insight check on just that entire interaction?
Oh yes, absolutely. Please do.
You give me help action.
23. I'll need it, baby.
With a 23, Elaine is acting very, very suspicious. However, it would be consistent with the story that you heard from the door. Something's going on. Your father is now the shepherd. That's very strange. The shepherd is no more. It's kind of like a lifelong role. It's like the mayor role of Nestleton. So, something.
Right.
What exactly does the shepherd do?
So I walk back over and I think I don't think I like get super into it. I think I had that conversation by myself, if that's okay.
Yeah,
like I just right. So I walk back over and I kind of address everyone and go, we need to find my father. Something is very much not right here. And I don't think I explained the shepherd thing. I just say, let's go. And as we start moving again, I look over at Horace and I go, I have not. My line of work is not really well known here. If you would do me the honor of just kind of keeping to yourself while we're traveling together, that would be much appreciated.
Let's just ask one thing.
Of course.
Are you taking me to my death? Or do you know, can you tell me anything?
I don't believe that it would be truthful of me to tell you one way or the other. I'm given very little information, but I want you to know that as we have traveled...
Your true good self through our journeys, so your secret is safe with me.
Thank you.
I'd like it to be known you were saying that only to Horace, correct?
I mean, we're all riding on the thing.
I'm in the sled.
Sure. I mean, I'm just casually talking to Horace.
Cool.
Almyre is back there, just like, I'm gonna tell everyone what's going on.
I'm gonna tell everybody.
I cast silence on Almyre.
It's like, is everyone here a bounty hunter? Is this what they do?
Oh yeah, I guess have I even explained to Almyre why we're going together?
I just feel like you've explained you're taking me somewhere, and then everyone's kind of. I think you asked Khan to come with you, and then Almyre just walked up and asked if she could join.
That's exactly what happened. I turned to Almyre and go, "Isn't your father important?"
I mean, to some people, he's a little important.
Good thing. That's a good thing for me to remember.
That sounds like someone whose dad is important, but they don't like their parents' way of life or agree with them.
I don't think I know that actually, so never mind. Because Almyra's just pretending, right?
I guess I'll say that. That sounds like someone who doesn't like what their parent does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who is actually powerful.
He wanted me to join the family business, and I didn't want to, so I left. And what's that is that. And if we don't have to go back, we don't have to.
Are you open to share what that job is?
While you're spilling secrets.
I really didn't pay much attention during class when he was trying to show me and teach me. So
he's your father. You should know at least maybe a base of what he does.
I mean, he does things. It's...
Look, if you're not ready to share, it's all right. I just thought.
Well, one day.
Thought I'd ask.
I think as that's happening, I am just looking around, like seeing if I see anyone as we slowly get closer to my home.
So, you start to walk towards your home, but with Elaine having said the shepherd, you would know that with your dad being the shepherd, he's probably in the Great Hall and not in your childhood home.
Gotcha. I then direct us there.
Right. You approach the Great Hall. It's a rather diminutive building. It serves more as like hey, these people sit down and talk about things. But the interesting thing about it is that people do stay there. There's an addition built on, not in your lifetime, of course, but you've been told that there's an addition built on to allow travelers to stay the night. Because this place is so small, it doesn't need an inn, but you do need additional beds sometimes. So you approach the Great Hall, and it's more like a traditional classroom than it is a Great Hall. But there's a door here that points winterward. And you guys, at least at the moment, are just outside of it. There's some hitches outside that you would tie your horse up to. Well, you don't have a horse, but your beetle does have reins.
I was just thinking about this situation. I was like, I guess I get off. And I'm like, kind of after what he said about you being enslaved, I'm like looking at him in front of him. Do I just like not tie you to the hitch and just leave you here to hang?
The beetle walks over to the hitch and just like sits there.
I trust him. I turn around. I'll walk in.
I think as this is happening, I turn to everyone and go, just give me a moment, and I head inside.
All right, I'll lean on the hitching post with Bill.
All right. So, Jeatz, as you walk inside, you see a familiar sight, a room full of chairs that you've sat in on many occasions next to your father through many town halls. And you walk in and you see him looking very aged from when last time you saw him. And he's sitting on the pulpit, heads in his hands, looking downward. Doesn't even hear the door open.
I enter and close the door, and just kind of as I start walking towards him, I bow and I go, Father.
Oh, Jeatz, my boy. What are you doing here? And he steps from around the podium and like hobbles as fast as he can. It looks like his body's failing him too, and runs over to you and gives you a big hug.
I give him a big hug and go, Father, are you all right? What's going on? You seem...
He holds you at arm's length and looks deep into your eyes and says, "It's good to see your mother's eyes again," and just hugs you one more time.
I think I think I give him more hug and then I go, please, Father, you seem unsteady.
He goes to sit down and invites you to sit beside him by patting the chair. Jeatz, my dear boy, I'm sure you've noticed Nuzzleton's looking a little rough these days. You know.
Yes, I noticed as I came in. What's going on? The Archfey Magnus is... I thought he made these lands fertile.
Well, that's the thing, Jeatz, is that Magnus is no longer helping us. It's his heart, you see. It was only his heart that was helping us, and it's gone.
What do you mean?
Maybe
did someone kill Magnus?
Maybe I should back up. You see, Magnus's heart was the great gift of this village. It's what kept things prosperous. And we would repay that gift that Magnus gave us by giving to others. But the downfall started at the start of spring. An old elf, he passed through the village, and of course none of us thought anything of it. He was just a regular traveler, but we showed him our usual kindness. The old shepherd showed him around the town, and he stayed the night. Nothing unusual. But the next morning, the shepherd was murdered in his office, and the heart of Magnus that we kept safe there was gone.
Did I know that we kept the heart of Magnus?
He looks at you and he says, "Only the shepherds know about the heart of Magnus, but I'm telling you now because I can't contain it.
I'm sorry, Father. The heart of... Are you saying that the Archfey has not had its heart? It's just been a shell, and we've kept its heart from it?
Well, Magnus is an Elder Fey, you see, a little less powerful than an Archfey, say, of one of the courts, but Elder Feys are nearly as powerful. It's Magnus gave this village his heart a long, long time ago, before any memory that I have, but he gave it to us in good faith, and with it gone, the village is suffering. I tried to go speak to Magnus in his tower, but he won't answer the door.
That's very troubling. What can we do?
Well, it's been quite some time since I've gone to his tower, but maybe you could go try to speak with him. Or Fey
Anything,
don't.
Of course, Father. Anything to help.
Yes, Fey don't die without their hearts, son. So Magnus is quite likely still alive in his tower, but he would know where his heart is, or at least that it's gone. So I imagine he's probably quite upset with us at the village, but, it wouldn't hurt to go try to talk with him. Maybe see what we could do to right the wrong, to bring happiness back to this place.
Yes, I of course, I will. Right. I was so concerned I forgot. Father, I've brought some friends with me.
Friends.
I've been,
Oh,
yes,
Jeatz, I've been laying all this negative stuff on you. No, please bring them in. I'd love to meet them. I'm sorry. I shouldn't burden you with this.
It's okay. I had them wait outside because it's been so long. I just wanted to see you.
I'm sorry. I've had no one to talk to about any of this, and the second you walk in, I trouble my boy with more ill tidings. I'm sorry. I've brought this life upon you, son. Nothing but bad news. Shoes from my mouth.
I think I take my father's hand and set it on my like arcane focus that I got from my mom, and I just go, Father, I know it's tough, and then I just kind of stand and bow and say, I'll be right back, and I head back to the door and open the door.
All right, Ka and Almyre. What were you all doing in that moment? Eavesdropping, maybe, or just hanging out, petting the beetle?
Yeah, I probably was trying to eavesdrop, but they were so far away from the door, I probably wouldn't have heard anything. So I'd probably be checking the beetle out.
I was thinking
that I'm sorry, Ka walked around the building in some way and just kind of surveyed what was around.
Sure, yeah. So, Ka, this looks like, from what you can tell from looking in a couple windows, you can tell that it's basically just a big open classroom-esque area, a small office, and then what looks like just a couple of beds that are serving as like an inn. Or like a pseudo, just like some place to sleep for the night.
Also, I like that you said what Almyre was doing, because I was thinking, and I was like, Almyre's just up against the door with the ear against it, just trying to listen to it all.
Jeatz, I will say, as you put your father's hand, and we're going back in time just a little bit here, as you put your father's hand on your arcane focus, which was your mother's, he leans over to you and kind of shares this memory, and it's not so much in words as it is in imagery. And he says, before you bring your friends in, I owe you this much. And he touches his head to yours, and it's his perspective in your mother's dying moments.
Oh.
And all you hear is the children of Indring have paid their debt. You hear your mother say.
The children. What? Say it again.
The children of Indring have paid their debt. And he pulls his head away from you, and he says, maybe that was the wrong moment, but I'm afraid if I don't share that with you now, I might forget.
Does Pascal react to any of this?
Pascal does not. You can feel Pascal just be confused as sort of the emotion that you're getting from him.
Okay. Is it spelled enduring or in like how you spell that?
End ring, just the two words end ring put together. Yep.
Okay, great. I then before I get up and after he shows up to me, I go, Father, I think I have more questions, but first
there's time for that.
Yes,
we
need to solve this hard problem. And then I bow and head off. Very thoroughly confused.
Boy. And you see him put a hand over his heart. Oh, I'm so proud of him. All right, but yeah, Jeatz goes over to the door to invite all of you into the Great Hall of Nestleton.
Yeah, I open the door and I kind of address everyone and go, everyone come in and welcome to the Great Hall. And I kind of hold the door open for everyone to kind of come in.
Yeah, and you see your father. I don't think you've said his name, so you.
I don't think I have either. I as everybody walks in, I go, everyone, this is my father, Benedict.
Oh, call me Benny. And you see him throwing some logs in the fire. Come stand around the fire. It's a little nippy outside.
What's his dad's name?
Benedict. He goes by Benny. Benny is his short
Goes
name.
by Benny.
Yeah.
You know what his name is now.
Oh no.
No. Oh, it's perfect. Caleb.
I did not do that on purpose. I did not do that on purpose.
Wait. What?
Oh my god.
Benny and the Jeatz.
Oh my god.
No! Caleb, I swear to God, if at the end of this campaign you're like, by the way, it is French show, it is Jeatz, but also I totally intended for everyone that I've ever interacted with in my backstory is just a pun.
This is like getting into Cheese in Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends territory, where he's like, oh no, blue cheese, mac and cheese. Oh no, yeah, no, not at all. Even in my like questionnaire, I put LOLs in all the things that I intentionally made jokes at, which is how I know that I did not mean to put Benny in the Benny. God damn.
It's all right.
It's
all right.
I'll walk up and I'll say, Benedict, it's an honor to meet you. Your son's a great bounty hunter. I mean, deer hunter.
What?
No.
I stab. Horace.
I just say it's an honor to meet you. I shake his hand and just walk off to the side.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure to meet all of you as well. I'm sure my son keeps good company.
Yes, I kind of go through it and I go, Father, this is Sir Horace. This is Ka. This is Almyre, and I kind of pat to my shoulder and go, this here is this is Pascal.
Oh, what a cute little fella. Pascal, say?
Yes, I kind of grab him and put him in my hand, kind of hold him out for my father to look at.
Wow, he's not an ordinary Fey, is he? Seems you two have a bond, it seems. Well, quite special, isn't it? How do you do, Pascal? And you see Benny bows a little bit to Pascal. Pascal bows back.
Mm-hmm. I whisper to Pascal, "Good job," and then I put him back on my shoulder, and I give him a grape.
Benny, it's a little too big. He spits it out on the floor.
Oh no!
Sorry, not a grape, a blueberry. A blueberry is what I had, not a grape. I've been listening to too much NADPOD because they talked about grapes, but it's a blueberry that I had.
So your father, Jeatz, leans over to you and he says, about what I brought up with regards to Magnus.
Yes.
Can they know? Do you trust them?
They know my secret. So I trust them. Yes, they know about me. I have not necessarily told them about Mother, but they have to assume it comes from somewhere. So I trust them with my life.
Benny turns around, and Jeatz to you all of a sudden gets very diplomatic in a way that you've never seen him, and he walks down this little aisleway, upright. You can tell he's still limping a little bit from something, but he's trying to not show it. And as he walks down this aisleway, he turns around to look at everyone, and he says, "Okay, well, Jeatz here tells me that you're a trustworthy bunch, and so I have no choice but to trust you because I trust my son wholeheartedly. We have a problem here in Nestleton, and I don't know if Jeatz here has told you about it, but all of our crops, well, they used to grow year-round, and we repaid the wild back in kindness. Our crops are dying. Something has gone terribly wrong, and we in Nestleton need all of the help that you can muster. If you would accept this task, you would have the thanks of Nestleton and even more beyond that. But I must know that I can trust you with very sensitive information regarding powerful Fey. If you say no, you may still sleep here the night and go on with your travels, as it seems Jeatz is not here to stay, and that's okay. But if you do, well, I'm sure we in Nestleton can find a suitable reward for you."
Well, we're good at helping out towns or overthrowing them. This one doesn't seem like the one we're going to overthrow, so... Or, I should say change...
Towns.
I should just, just...
I look over at my father and go, no,
sorry,
Father,
we
listen. It's not at all like what he's saying. We say town. It's complicated. Okay. I will explain
He's
later.
Joking. It's a joke. Okay.
Yes.
I kind of go like...
I choose to believe.
Father, we did assist with a change in leadership, but it was for the better.
Change in leadership.
I say, just don't fuck up.
I give Horace a death stare. Yeah. I mouth to Horace.
I'm winking. I'm just
right
like
now.
It wasn't, it wasn't murder. He chose to end his own life, so it's not like we did anything bad.
I think we could have kept that to ourselves. I'm like Almyre, like
So
I cast Mind Sliver on Almyre.
Well, with that said, I have a very important task for you all, and it might be difficult, but not far away from this village, hidden behind a hill, is the Tower of Magnus. He was the elder Fey that looked over this village since time immemorial. We held his heart, and it got stolen unexpectedly. And the last shepherd, that's me, the leader of this village, at least the title they bestow upon me, was killed in the incident. Magnus has not emerged from his tower or talked to any of us since that incident 2 seasons ago at the start of spring. And I need you to go talk to him.
Father, of course, this
it's a very difficult task.
Yes,
I understand.
I looked at everyone and I go, please, please, if y'all would just help me with this, I would be in your debt.
You see, Benedict is very serious.
I'm with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I know personally. I'm just here kind of along for the ride because I was the one that asked to come with you. So wherever we're going, we're going.
That is a fair point. I may not be in your debt then. Continue. And I look at Ka. Ka, would you join us?
I would. I've seen so many adventures so far. Why would I stop now?
I turn back to my father. I go, Father, if you could explain a little more, when the town is protected by the heart of Magnus, does the power come from Magnus himself, or from the heart, or how do you know how it works?
Of course. The power that protects the village and gives us the natural prosperity that we had seen for so long emanates from the heart itself, and we kept it safe here in the village. Magnus parted with his heart out of penance for something he did long ago that our oral history cannot recall. But Magnus left his heart here for us to use out of kindness, and in return we give that kindness to others. But Magnus never strayed too far from his own heart, just in case he ever needed it again, and so we saw him in the village occasionally. That was a fairly normal occurrence. But a powerful Fae can, again, be separated from their heart without actually dying. Curious creatures, these powerful Fae. Their spirit tends to endure even without a heart with them.
Father, I don't know if it would help, but I pulled out the heart of the forest that we got, and I go, for the time being, do you think any latent power in this heart could even somewhat help? It's of course not of the. It's not an elder. It's only a minor heart, but if anything could help protect just a little bit while we help sort this out.
Your father walks over, very interested, and says, on its own, I do not think that we can use this heart, but if you present it to Magnus, sort of a start to the penance that the village can pay, as an offering, per se, I think Magnus might look favorably upon us and help us get out of this rut. See, the problem is we will not make it through the winter as it stands. We've tried our best, but we never had to rely on storing crops for any period of time. So it's going to be a rough winter. Supplies are already short, but perhaps if you present this heart, it seems to be of the same natural make that Magnus was. It might be the start, and perhaps Magnus can rebuild his Elder Fae heart from this. I will not pretend to know what what goes on in the minds of more powerful Fae, but this is good.
Wonderful. Well, I will definitely be trying to use this to help. And I'm going to take a bow, and then Father, would you, could we possibly stay the night and begin the journey in morning?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, please. And Benedict is going to show you the way to the rooms over here and says, we haven't seen as many travelers as of late. I think the news has gotten out that Nestleton is not so giving of resources as we used to be.
Right. We also already functionally long rested, though, right?
Sure.
That night. Yeah, because we slept that night before. I forgot about that,
But here we can take a little BRB, maybe use the bathroom and stuff. All right,
Can I
so
get double
so
unless
Benny,
you already died?
what? No, of course
Damn
not.
it. Benny and the
So you
Jeatz.
guys long rest, ready to start out the
Benny
next
and
morning,
the
heading to the Tower of Magnus.
Sweet.
I have a question. How does...
welcome back. So, as you all go to take a little sleep, Reed, why don't you go ahead and roll me a little insight check as you're sleeping?
What?
As I'm sleeping, okay.
Mm-hmm.
An 11.
An 11. You toss and turn and you have these virulent dreams, but as you wake up, you can't quite recall any of them, unfortunately. Everyone else, you sleep generally fine, but it is now the morning, and Benedict comes in, sets a little breakfast on the table for you all, and says, "I'm sorry, it's all we could spare, but again, any help is appreciated." And he goes off back into his study. Alrighty. So
Okay, cool.
off to Magnus's tower.
On our way.
On your way.
To the
Are
tower.
you, so
as-
it's only about an
as-
hour walk. So are you walking there or taking the beetle? And I guess
imagine.
Caleb, I'll let you ask your question.
Well,
Great.
I was gonna say, well, I have two things then. I think as we leave, I kind of hang behind and I give my father one more hug and tell him like we'll fix this, and then I walk out. And then I tell everyone how close kind of that it is, and I would suggest we leave the beetle. Just
We
for
let him
safety.
go?
No, we just have him stay here.
Okay.
All right.
Right. Yeah.
I'll give some food to him before we go.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think I let my father know that we're gonna leave the beetle and ask him if he wouldn't mind. Just
does
keeping
he
an eye
like
on him.
fruits, perchance?
He loves fruits.
Oh, perfect. Those beetles, they love their fruits.
There's no
Oh,
can't speak with animals.
So, with that, you guys are heading off. It's early morning. About 10 o'clock by the time you get to Magnus's tower. All right, so we're gonna change over the battle map here. All right. This tower is located just outside of Nestleton, a short walk away behind a nearby hill. The tower is surrounded by beautiful white birch trees, quite out of place for the autumn court. The tower is a smooth stone cylinder erupting from the earth about 50 feet high, with arrow slits dotting the structure, but a beautiful stained glass portrait of a raven in a tree looks out under the birches down below from the top floor. And a small gate stands before you, and just behind that, this gold-painted or gold-plated wooden door. And you guys are starting down here at the very bottom. So I'll drag Almyre
Cool.
here.
I've got me. Whoop. Oh.
We're outside this door.
Yeah, you're just outside the gate, but it's like a little, 5 foot wide. It's like a comically small gate for. I mean, it's like a tower, right? So it's just like this little terrace outside of the front door. And as you approach, this gate appears to be like swinging in the wind a little bit, like there's no true latch, but the door does look firmly shut.
Would I know anything about like a proper like what's the term when you like pray to something, or like proper like ritual, anything ritual that would be kind of related to?
I wouldn't say that there's a ritual, but certainly there's an etiquette.
Yeah, I mean
surrounding
ritual as in like
Magnus.
the broad concept, not like I'm doing a ritual. Like, is there anything can't remember the term. Never mind.
Go ahead and roll me a history check.
It's a 6. Cool.
Great. Almyre, you go ahead and roll me a history check, being from a
Oh.
proper court, and I will let you roll with advantage.
Ooh.
You have not come across a ton of Elder Fae, but in your education, perhaps you would know, especially with your father being an Archfey and all, you would know how to treat an Elder Fae, for example.
Did you also get a 6?
No, I rolled 2 4s, but I do have a +7, so it's at least an 11.
That's good.
An 11. Okay, so an Elder Fae, you would know. You do not just willy-nilly approach them. You sort of wait until you are requested to come forth, as it were. You would at least know that much with an 11.
Okay. I'll hold as we go to the door, and I assume someone's going to try to knock. I'll be like, nope. We wait. Let him come to us. He knows that we're here.
So you hold everyone back, and how long are you willing to wait before you do something? Just as like a general number. Everyone give me a number of minutes.
Oh, like a half hour.
I would say probably like 10 minutes.
I feel like being a soldier, Horace can stand pretty much forever.
All right. And Ka, what's your number?
I was gonna say 12 minutes or so.
12 minutes? Okay. After I'm just taking a net average here, and with Horace's, I would stand for a long time. After about 18 minutes, a strong breeze comes along, and it's a brisk one. And it blows open both the tiny gate door and also the larger wooden door in front of you, and opens up completely. And you can kind of peek inside to see this room here. As you enter this first room, it looks sort of like an atrium. Comfy benches are on the left side of the room with a boiling kettle of tea. On the right side of the room is another bench, and in the back corner you see 2 paintings.
Okay.
I realize the fireplace has been going this whole time.
The 2 paintings are in the back right, like in a kind of square-ish.
Yes, these 2 like canvas-looking things are the 2 paintings in the corner.
Yeah.
I trying to think. Would I know if, knowing that the tea is already boiling, that is a sign of help yourself, I'll be down shortly, or is that him preparing to give us some when he gets here?
I'll have you roll me another history check for that.
Much better. 25.
With a 25, you don't see any entrance or exit to this room. And as you're looking around, you see these canvases are blank. The hot tea is an invitation to sit and enjoy yourself for a moment.
I will lead everyone over
to serve yourselves. I mean,
yes, I will. Kind of motion to the couches, and I'll start making the tea, and pouring it. And of course, I will pour an additional cup so that it is ready for our host when he is here.
Don't forget Pascal.
Ah, yes. I will look for a tiny little shot glass.
Yeah. You look around, and under the table there's a thimble that could serve as a tiny little teacup.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So as you sit around with your piping hot cups of tea in your hand, the one cup that you had poured for Magnus, you see the steam start to swirl after some time as it cools down. Swirl amalgamates in front of the cup and starts to float over to the canvases in the corner after about 5 minutes.
That's cool.
I'll walk over to the canvas.
Horace, you look over at these canvases, and at the moment they are both blank.
I touch the center of one.
Nothing happens by just touching it.
Almyre, any information on these?
I don't believe so. They just look like normal canvases to me.
I guess I'll lean in and like, hello?
You get nothing back. Jeatz, maybe? Roll me an insight check.
11?
11.
God damn it.
Whoa! Double 11s. Hey, I'll take that as lucky. The steam rising and floating over to both of the canvases definitely indicates something to you about the cup specifically that's sitting there empty.
Empty.
Well, it's not empty, sorry.
Okay.
The cup is not empty. It just is the steam amalgamates, floats over to the canvases. But the cup itself is not emanating steam anymore.
I look at the cup and look at everyone and go, should I... This might be crazy, but should I pour the contents on the picture?
I
We could try it.
have prestidigitation, so I might be able to clean it up if it doesn't work.
Okay. I use shape water on... Does shape water only work on water?
Well, tea is functionally water. Let's be real.
It's leaf water, and it's delicious.
I use shape water. I pull all the water out of the tea. All of the tea sits in the bottom. I have DT'd the water.
He's just said no.
Is that how they make decaf coffee?
Yes, exactly. Anyway, I think I prestidigitate or shape water and use it to cover the one of the canvases.
As you do so, you cover the canvas and you can see the image of a tiefling drawn in ink start to form, holding a cup.
I feel an overwhelming urge to yell yeet.
Can I go get the tea kettle and pour it like on the painting into the cup?
I'm sorry, what? That didn't make sense to me.
Did you say there's a paint?
That made sense. Yeah, that made sense to me.
You revealed a painting of a tiefling holding a cup. I want to go get the tea kettle and pour it onto the painting.
Onto the other painting.
He wants to try to fill up the painted cup.
Yeah, to see if there's some like weird interaction with that.
Oh. No,
like
as you do so.
Caleb.
Got it. Thank you for the explanation. No, as you do so, water runs to the floor. The painting itself does not change, but the second canvas is still blank.
All right, then I'll just turn and pour it on the other one.
Okay, as you pour the tea on the second canvas, a second tiefling shows up. However, it looks a little different. So, these are the two pictures that you're presented with.
God damn it, find the difference.
Sure is.
Tattoos on his hand. Tattoos on his hand is one.
The symbol on the cup, the way the fork is going,
his fingernail. His fingernail is way off.
The clasp on his I don't know what you would call it. Or
His earring.
Did you say the skull on the cup?
Yeah,
Is that what you
the
meant?
cup, yeah.
Okay.
The earring,
If there's a difference in a notch of wood, is
let me let me lock this image and you guys draw on top of it just to make it clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just draw
let's circle
on the right
image.
image.
Yeah, circle on the right. Also, you can't draw on that image, I think.
Oh, damn. Yeah,
you need to send it back.
I need to send it down a layer. Okay. Layer, we'll do map. Is that right? Okay.
There we go. Okay, so then this is different. This is different. This is different.
I like to use the DM on one. Yeah, the nail. Different.
I can hear Avery's clock.
How many are there?
No, it's just the track.
Oh.
How many dots does he have with his armor? Yep, there's one.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like we're probably circling on the wrong side, but
Oh, my bad.
His goatee, someone pointed that out.
Yeah.
You're very close, but not quite there yet. As you start, we'll say that there was some chalk once the second image started to appear. There is a little piece of chalk that slid out from underneath the second canvas, and you guys are circling the differences on this right canvas.
Jesus Christ, what could it be?
Teeth are different.
Huh?
The teeth are different.
Nice.
Really?
That really just feels like a okay.
They
don't really look different. It just looks like a poor.
It does look. Is that
It's
one? Because they do look different. Yeah.
Oh, the lips. It is the lips. He's right. Okay.
Yep. I guess the horn is slightly bigger. The horns. I don't know.
Yeah.
Horace, as you go to use the chalk and circle the horns, that's
Jesus
the final
Christ.
Are you kidding me?
Can you believe I pulled a spot the difference on you?
I enjoyed it.
Horace, I made you work for it, right? It's not just, hey, here's a spot the difference to do the next thing. Horace, as you circle the horns as being different, all of a sudden you are warped from this room and placed in the next, which is not the northwards one. It's actually more in the middle of the map. So it's this one here. You just have to look up a little bit.
Just him, not everybody?
Everyone.
Oh.
So just place yourselves randomly in the room, about roughly, I guess, where you would have been. All right.
There's two Jeatz.
Who added the second me? We're good. I got it.
So you guys are teleported from this entryway into the next room, which you assume to be the second floor. You appear in the middle of this room. The arrow slits let in a lot of light for the plants that litter this room. However, in one corner appears to be a locked door, behind which is a staircase that leads to the next floor upwards.
This is an escape room.
The Feywild Trixie.
Anything?
Wait, can you say that again? About the room?
It's littered with plants, and there are these large arrow slits that let in a little more light, like compared to the first floor. Presumably, this is like a greenhouse of sorts.
Is the wall on the right, is like the little corner top right, is it like any doorways or like windows in there?
Top
or is it
right,
just a flat walls?
Top right is it does not go downwards. It's a locked door that leads to an upward staircase.
I try to.
Well, I say locked. It's a door. You can try to pull it.
All right, I'll try to pull it.
It's locked.
Sure. So Horace, are you just like pulling on it? Do you want to like try and like break it open? How much force?
If it ends up being locked, I would like to try to break it.
Okay, so
or maybe
Horace,
see if I can,
over.
Force it open.
You go over to pull on the door, and it doesn't give immediately. Jeatz, do you have anything before?
Yeah, I think if I see him getting frustrated with the door, I kind of walk over and go, I would not destroy anything in this place without first knowing that we should.
don't like this escape room bullshit.
Can I do a I guess a perception check on like the plants? Just like if there's anything I noticed with the plants.
Sure. Yeah. Go and roll me a perception check.
All right. A 10.
With a 10, you notice this room is like weirdly full of vine type plants.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Can I try to climb them?
Where?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this room is not more than like 15 feet tall. Do you still want to try and like climb onto one? They do look sturdy. Like the leaves are large. Like the base of the vine is rather thick.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I want to try to climb and see if maybe like the ceiling is fake.
Sure. Give me a dexterity check
Oh boy.
or an
It's a
athletics
12.
check, whichever.
Athletics would be an 11, so that's a 12.
You try to climb this vine and you get a couple steps, couple grabs into it, and you swear it moves and shakes you off.
Can I see if how thick are these? Like, is there something I can maybe see behind the wall, like some door glitch on the wall behind the vines?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
That is a 8.
An 8? No, you don't see anything. These are some thick vines.
Thick ass
However.
vines.
Almyre?
Sorry.
Any ideas?
Who do? Can I don't know, investigate the lock to see if there's anything
You may.
special about it?
If you want to roll me an investigation check on that lock.
Let's see what we can do here. It's a 13.
13. Not going to cut it. You look
Yeah,
into the
I did.
lock, and it's not your standard lock. It does look a little arcane in nature. Probably difficult to pick if one were to try.
Is there any water anywhere?
Yeah, up in the topward corner, there appears to be a bucket with a watering can next to it.
Can I use shape water to water the vines?
You may.
I do.
So you use shape water, and you go around watering the vines, and they look a little less rigid. However, give me a nature check as you're doing so.
Oh, that's good. That wasn't a 2. 19?
With a 19, you give these vines just enough water, and you can see underneath the soil of the pots that they're in, 3 particular vines. You can see a little bit of something that starts to peek out from each of these 3 pots. Just a little something solid that's not quite root.
Can I dig just a little bit? Try to see what it is.
Which one in particular? You've got a couple options. You've got this one, this plant here, and this plant here.
The small one, the right one.
This guy? Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to Crusader or not Raiders of the Lost Ark. What's the one with the chalice? I don't remember. Anyway, that one.
I don't remember. You go to reach into the dirt of this plant, and the roots suddenly come to life and grip your hand. The other vines in the room start to come to life in response. You hear this sizzly whispering. Everyone roll initiative as these vine-like plants come to life.
Oh, good. That one. That's a 3 total.
I got a nat one too.
Oh, God.
No.
I have a +1.
All right, so Jeatz, you got a 3. Horace, you got a 2. God, Almyre, what's your initiative?
Coming in with 5.
Oh my
A
god.
5.
We didn't. Okay, we had really good rolls last session, especially me in combat.
Yeah,
I was doing way too good. I'm paying for it.
And I thought my 13 was bad, but Lord.
I shake the vine's hand.
Almyre,
and
sorry,
thank
what
it
was your
for
initiative roll?
a very
Good day.
What?
Almyre, what was your initiative roll?
13.
13. Okay. All right. So Jeatz, you try to shake loose. Unfortunately, you do, because we were outside of initiative in that moment. But Almyre, that takes us to you at the top of initiative. So you see these 3 vines come to life.
Just come to life. So they don't seem hostile yet.
Well, they tried to break Jetz's hand. So.
Oh.
Yes. And from what you could tell, they were whispering to one another. And you see these teeth start to grow out of these wide leaves.
Oh, I don't like that at all. Okay.
And they appear to be dripping with something.
Ooh, no, I do not like this one bit. Okay, we're gonna cast magic missile at 2nd level, so we have 4. Get these D4s out of here. And see what we've got here. Okay. I'm shooting 1 at each and 2 at the one in front of me.
Okay. So Vine 1's going to take 2 missiles.
Yep. Vine 1 is going to take 5 plus 2 is 7 damage.
Alrighty.
Vine number 2 will take 2 damage.
Alright.
And vine number 3 will take 3 damage.
Alrighty. And I will share the initiative tracker with you all in When in the Wild. There you are.
Wonderful.
Alright.
That's not my name. I typed
Jeatz. Ka, that is your turn. All of a sudden you see these vines have come to life.
I think Ka's gonna step towards Vine 1. It feels silly to slash at it with their rapier, but they're gonna slash at the vine with the rapier. That is a 12 to hit.
A 12 is going to just miss.
Ooh,
Despite
okay.
being a stationary, you hack at the vine with your rapier when it's meant for more of a piercing action, and all of you hit is some thick root.
Okay, well then I'll use my my sneak attack, or sorry, not sneak attack, second action as another attack.
Give me that
my-
bonus
my
action dagger.
Bonus action dagger. That is a 15. It sounds like that.
15
might
will hit.
hit. Okay. Cool. Well then I'm also going to use my sneak attack, so that is 6 regular damage, and then another 9, so 15.
All right, 15 total. It is resistant to piercing damage, so that's only going to be 7 damage to vine number 1.
Oof.
Now we know.
All right, that's my turn.
Alrighty, that takes us to the vine's turn. We are going to go in reverse order here. Vine number 3 does not have enough reach. Vine number 2 is going to take an attack. Sorry, take its turn to attack it. Jeatz, which is 4 vine attacks.
Jesus.
So I don't even have enough d20s for this. All right. So, 24, 26, 16, and a miss.
Okay, well, my armor class is 12, so is it a miss?
Yes. I
Okay.
shout out to the 2 crew.
Okay, just make sure.
This is where we die.
All right, you're gonna take 9 piercing damage.
Okay.
And 8 poison damage. And make me a Constitution saving throw.
Let's see. Oh, good. That's a 7 with a nat 1.
All right, you are poisoned for 1 minute.
So I get disadvantage on attack rolls.
Correct, as well as being grappled. So this plant grabs into you with its teeth and like wraps you up in its vines. There should be a grappled, yeah. So you're both poisoned and grappled.
Good thing I'm a spellcaster, and
Isn't that fun?
attack rolls don't fucking matter.
Alrighty, so that goes to Vine 1. Is going to look at you, Ka, and take its 4 Vine attacks. That's a 17, 18, 11, and 14.
14 meets it. The other 2 are hits. Or 2.
So the 11 misses, so you get hit 3 times.
Yes.
Okay, that's 18 piercing damage and 12 poison damage.
My God.
Well, shift.
This
Give
is
me
where we
a-
all actually might die.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
How much damage did you take, Caleb?
It's a 10.
10 is not
17.
going to do it. So you are poisoned, and because it hit, you are also grappled, which means your movement to 0. So poison means you have disadvantage on your checks, like any d20 roll while you're poisoned, basically. Well, can someone fact check me on that? Can someone check the poison condition?
Yeah, I
with
think
that, we
that's
go
right.
over to Jetz's turn.
Poison disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Attack rolls and ability checks. Not
It's
saving throws.
attack roll. Yeah, just attack rolls and ability checks. Okay, well that is gonna change my turn. Boy, I'm going to. I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt to the 3rd level. Or no, that's an attack roll. I'm going to cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp on the Vine number 2, just because it's kind of ironic. It needs to make a
Why not?
Strength saving throw.
Does a 13 pass?
It sure does not. That's gonna be 2d6. Give me a moment. Fuck.
Horace, you're up next.
I'll just do it on here since this wants to be done. Oh, that worked out. 11 damage.
11, all right.
Yep. That's 11
pretty good.
damage. And is restrained.
Okay.
If I restrain a plant or something grappling me, do I get ungrappled?
No.
I didn't
It's
think
just
so.
that both of your movement speeds are 0.
How do I get ungrappled? Can I use my movement to try
Sure.
to get ungrappled?
So, the DC is a set DC. So you would have to use your action to make an athletics check or acrobatics check to get out of it as your action.
Okay. Okay. Cool. And then it can break out by using a strength check as an action.
Yeah, that's got to use its action to do that too.
Cool. All right, and I don't think I have bonus actions, so that's it. It's my
All
turn.
right, Horace. And then Almyre, you're after.
I will take out my potion of Roundup and throw it at the plant.
It's a critical hit.
I'll take it a sword attack at vine number 2, and I'm going to try to cut off like the vines that are holding Jeatz.
All right.
That is a 26.
26 will hit. What kind of damage is it?
Just
Is it slashing? Piercing?
not slashing.
Bludgeoning?
Well, if I rolled the 1d8, then it would be a slashing. But I'm doing the 1d10.
Is the one oh, it's the same type, so it's still slashing damage,
Okay.
which it is not immune to, or not immune. It's not resistant to that. So
Sorry, that's
full
not my
damage.
actual roll. Unless this roll is bad. Ooh. I rolled the same. I rolled a freaking max damage as well. 15.
15 damage on your first attack against Vine 2. All right.
Yeah.
Vine 2's looking hurt AF.
And then I'm gonna chop at the root with my that is a 19.
To hit, yes.
Yes. 8 damage.
8 damage. It's on death's door. Vine
Are
2 is
you
on
kidding
death's
me?
door.
Okay, then I use a spirited die to. What is it? Repost.
Well,
no,
it
that's
hasn't
not
missed
it.
an attack on you.
Okay, yeah, I guess it's it.
Almyre, be thinking of what you want to do.
Oh, I'm ready.
Alright.
I'm already uses
All right.
ball.
Well, I guess I can hit with a dagger.
I mean,
right?
if you want to take an offhand attack
Yeah.
with a dagger. It's resistant to piercing though, but you may.
10.
Will miss.
Alright, that's it.
All right, Almyre.
Cool. We're gonna cast Mage Armor because your girl. Sorry, I'm a girl. Is
You sure about that?
We don't discriminate.
Well,
We don't discriminate around here.
His name is Almyre.
Almyro. Yeah, and then I'm gonna cast Phase Step, just to get out of here and kind of move here.
You're between spaces. Pick one.
Oh, I wanted to be here and kind of on top of a planter, if that's possible.
Yeah, you can kind of be leaning on this planter. Just it's a little awkward. It's a little tight, but it works.
That's fair. But since I'm summer, whenever I leave a space, any creature I choose can take 3 fire damage. So I'm hoping Vine number 1 takes 3 fire damage, and maybe because if it's a plant, it's vulnerable.
It will take 3 fire damage.
God damn it.
Worth a shot.
Not all plants. Honestly, most plants are not.
71. Oh
the opposite
shit!
of resistant.
Thanks for reminding me that I have to roll a fucking d20.
Yeah.
We're
I was
good.
hoping we were. I was hoping it was Pokemon rules where anything grass related. Just kind
Not
of
quite, unfortunately. They're very wet. You just see this poison
That makes
seeping
sense.
from its fangs. It's a real wet plant as
Yeah.
it turns aggressive.
Caleb
You're
did just
telling
water
me-
him.
You're telling me that a wet creature is gonna take less fire damage?
Yes, I am telling you that.
I would like
Ah,
to remind
that's
you of
your
the time that Austin died, and you did not give him that benefit when Fireball was cast on him as we
Wet
used.
It's not a condition.
I know.
I'm merely using it.
Avery, if you do it right, wet is a condition.
A fireball is
isn't-
a completely different fire as well.
This isn't Fatal or whatever that stupid sex TTRPG system is.
Oh yeah, that's right.
All right, Ka, what you got? You are poisoned and grappled, so your attack rolls are with disadvantage, and you can't go anywhere.
But the spells are not at disadvantage, right?
If it's a spell attack, yes. Otherwise, no.
Okay.
Been playing fucking Baldur's Gate.
Well, I have the sword burst spell that I think I'll cast as a cantrip. That is, let's see, it doesn't give me the option to do it as a disadvantage.
If you shift on it, I think it does it.
Okay. 11 is the damage.
To hit? What?
I think it's just sorry, it's
What is a sword burst?
all creatures within 5 feet of you must I'm sorry, I misread this. All creatures within you must succeed on
It must a dexterity
saving throw.
Yep. Okay, so Vine 1 is going to make a dex save. That's a 10. What's your spell save DC?
2DC.
14, looks like.
Yeah,
If you're in your spells, it's on your description. Okay. So it does fail. So roll me 2d6 in force damage. Damn.
Okay, the first one I rolled back when I was thinking that's what it was an 11.
2d6, you rolled an 11?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Vine 1, also looking fucked up. Not quite as dead as Vine 2, nope. But that takes us to the Vine's turn. All right. Now, Jeatz and Ka, because you are grappled at the start of their turn, you are going to take extra poison damage from just being in the grapple. So both of you take 4 poison damage.
I'm gonna use absorb elements. Oh wait, from being grappled, not from the attack.
From being grappled, it's not an attack. Correct. But that takes us to the attack rolls. Vine 1.
Actually, it does not have to be an attack. I use absorb elements.
Okay, so you're going to absorb 2 of that poison damage.
Yes, and then the first time I hit with a melee attack, they take an extra d6 of that
type of poison.
That type, yeah. So I'm just gonna do it at a first level, but I'm also now resistant to that until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
So how much damage did I take?
You took 4 damage total, so you reduce that to 2.
Cool.
Overall. So Vine 1, having gotten Ka down, is going to wriggle out of its position on the planter here, wriggle over to Horace, and it has 10 feet of movement as a plant. And Vine 1
what is this little shop of horrors bullshit?
That's a
I'm gonna use a superiority dice and take an attack at it.
Okay. Because it moved into your range.
Brace, yes.
All right. You may.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits.
So that is 10 plus my superiority dice, which is a 5, 15.
Ooh, well done. You
that's it.
Finish Vine number 1. It had it was weak enough to kill it with that.
I'm just gonna chop all the leaves I can see coming at me.
Using your
giving a nice. If it's, I'm not sure if there's any shape to it. If I can shape it into.
Oh yeah, it's like reaching out at you, and as you shape the leaves, it dies. What shape do you want it to remain in? As it like freezes in place.
Pascal.
Oh,
you want it to shape
like this little
freeze into the shape of my little dude.
Mm-hmm.
Cute little lizard. Okay, let me see if I have a. I'm sure I've got a Pascal thing here somewhere.
I'm a soldier, but I'm
Yeah.
also an artist.
Yeah, so I'll just put Pascal over Vine 1. Alrighty, so that's Vine 2's turn. So I'm gonna roll against you, Horace, with you constrained, Jeatz. I'm gonna roll again on Vine number 2. That's a 10, a 9, a crit, and
Fail,
a 21.
pass. Pass.
Okay, so we've got a crit and a hit.
Wait, so who's it throwing against?
Me.
It's attacking Horace to try and grapple it.
Okay.
So the crit is going to be
5, right?
38 piercing damage.
38. Holy.
38.
Ow. Oh my god.
And 8 poison damage. these fucking things are no joke.
We went too
Roll me
easy on
8.
you last time. What'd you do?
roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Nat 20.
Okay,
Plus
that
3.
passes. So you're not poisoned. But and you're not grappled either. If you pass the con save, you're not going to be grappled. Okay, that's Vine 3's turn. Nothing doing with Vine 3. Jeatz, you are grappled and poisoned.
Cool.
And Vine 2.
I'm going to cast. How's Vine 2 looking?
Oh, fucked up. On Death's Door.
And Vine 1's dead?
Yep.
I'm going to use my action. It's been a minute since I played Wild Magic. Sorry, y'all. Okay, I passed my Wild Magic from my Absorb Elements.
I rolled max damage on that crit, Sean. Sorry. That's why.
I'm going to
so close to
use. I'm going to use. I took.
Yeah, this is more appropriate.
Okay, I passed my concentration check. God, I haven't played D&D in a while. Even though I've been playing Baldur's Gate like fucking crazy, but it does everything for you. So, I'm gonna keep using Maximilian's Earthen Grasp, and it's gonna take. It's gonna need to make another strength throw.
Okay, strength save. That's a 11.
That fails. It's gonna take 2 more d6. That's gonna be 9 damage.
Finish it.
Cool. It's gonna the hand is going to rip out the vines from the pot and rip it in half, and like I crush the vine.
As you pull the vines out of this pot, I know you did it for flavor, but there is a reason I said what I said earlier. As you do that, as you pull it out, a piece of the root kind of separates from the plant and lands at your feet.
I reach down and kind of look at it to see like what it is.
All right, you're in the middle of the battle, so it looks like a root.
Lit. Okay. And I don't need to roll for that because I'm not casting the spell. It's just concentration, right?
Right.
Cool. Action. Yeah. That's. I move. This fucking way.
All right, yeah, you are no longer grappled. You're still poisoned for the next minute. But that's just a condition, and you're not going to like take extra damage from it.
Yeah. All right, and that's my turn.
All right, cool. Horace, that's your turn. Vine 1, you've sliced up into a beautiful-looking Pascal rendition. Vine 2, Jeatz is taken care of, but you see Vine 3 over in the corner, like a snake, lashing
Oh
out.
boy. I'm gonna use second wind. $13 health back. Alright, I'm gonna go attack it.
Alrighty.
11?
That misses.
God. That's a dirty 20.
That hits, yeah.
That's 11 damage.
Alrighty. 11 slashing you.
Yes.
Alrighty. That does full damage.
Can't really do anything else. I guess I'll take a dagger attack.
Sure.
16.
That hits.
1d4. 6 damage.
Do you have 2-weapon fighting?
Yes.
Alright. It still is only going to take half that, so it's only going to take 3 damage because it's resistant to piercing, but I always forget. Alright, Almyre, that's your turn. You see Ka, who you absolutely abandoned, has gone down. Unconscious
she's down.
on the floor.
He's down. They're down.
Every time.
We's down.
We are down, comrade.
We are Venom.
Oh, yes. Okay, so I want to do 2 things. Can I do 2 things? That's a bonus action. Okay, with the ring, I'm going to, because I have a healing word with the ring, and that's a bonus action. So I will give Ka some health.
Beautiful.
Ka, please take 2 + 4, 6 health.
6 health. Thank you so much.
And with my action, Vine 3, is Vine 3 hurt at all?
Very.
Very hurt. Oh, okay, cool. Well, we'll just firebolt it at, with a cantrip.
Sure.
And that is going to be 14 + 7. That's a 21 to hit.
That absolutely does it.
Woo! 2d10.
Give me those damn dams.
It gets hit with a lot of fire, and that fire actually, I take that back. 5 fire damage.
5. All right. Anything else? Or otherwise, it's Ka's turn.
Yeah, no, that's it.
All right, Ka.
Also,
Revived
newly
with the
revived Ka,
what's-
no longer grappled. I think Ka's gonna step over to Vine 1 and I don't have a slashing
Vine
weapon,
1's
so
dead. I put Pascal's image over it because
okay.
Chorus cut it up. Vine 3 is us.
Vine
the
down
one
to
still
Vine
alive.
3.
There you go.
Yes, down to Vine 3. Okay. I don't have a slashing weapon, so I have to take another rapier stab. That is a dirty 20. Or excuse me.
That is.
Nat 20. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, a nat 20? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You need some more excitement around that, Reed. Come on.
Nat 20! Let's go!
Especially on a hit
that was,
ripper.
that was the most casual nat 20 I've ever heard in my life. That's a nat 20.
Very 20. I mean nat 20.
So nat 20 will be because Horace is here, your maximum sneak attack damage and your maximum regular weapon damage. And then you roll all of that again. So whatever the max would be.
Okay, the max rapier 1d plus they would be what, 13, and then
yeah, so 13, and then what would your
sneak
max
attack.
sneak attack be? Is it 2 or 3d6?
3d6. So 18.
3d6. So 18. Okay, and then roll me a d8 and 3d6.
Do I
And
get the modifier
that's
too,
your
or is it
extra
just like the
damage.
straight?
No modifier, just a straight
Okay.
D8
Okay.
and a straight 3d6.
Plus 4, and then...
So 4 on the D8.
Uh-huh.
And
then
3d6.
9.
9. Okay. All in piercing damage. Holy shit. Naturally, this would have been 44 piercing damage. Divide that by 2 and it becomes 22. But you absolutely destroy Vine number 3. So how do you do
How
it,
much
Tom?
health did he have before that attack?
It was 18. He had 18 health. So
okay.
it was close. It was close, but he still did it with a crit.
God, 40 damage from that. Wow.
Can Ka, like, I don't know, stab into the pot so hard that the pot shatters and whatever's in it's coming out?
Perfect. So yeah, Ka. So you pierce through these leaves. That's not working. You eventually go for the pot to disrupt this root system, and what you discover that pops out of the pot is the key. So wrapped around the end of your rapier, it just like, and you lift it up, and the key slides down to next to your hilt. Brilliant. Okay. So all of these vines are dead, so we are now out of initiative.
Woo!
All right.
I didn't expect
Alright.
plants to hit as hard as they did.
They're poisonous plants, man. They got friggin' teeth. Maybe I should have expunged that initially. It's like, hey, these vines have teeth on them. That's kind of weird.
Oh yeah, I guess it is. It's now that they're dead. Can I go try the door again?
While he's doing that, I look at the thing on the floor.
The root that you dropped?
Yeah.
You go to pick up the roots. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Oh boy, that's a 7.
A 7. It seems special in some way. As you pick it up, it like kind of like drips just a little bit from the ends of the vines, maybe a bit of poison. But beyond that, it's tough to tell.
I go around and try to see if there are more in the other plants.
You go around and go ahead and roll. Roll me an investigation check.
Fucking damn it, man! 2 3s in a row.
like
That's
shit.
a 4. It's a 4.
4. You don't find anything. Looking through the plants, mostly seem to be contained within these vine guys. Almyre.
Well, I was trying to pull up the other vine guys. That's what I was trying to do.
Okay. So you go to.
I wasn't looking in the.
Oh well, that's easy then. I thought you were looking around the whole room, but you go to pull vine 1 that looks like a beautiful rendition of Pascal. But you pull the vines out of the pot, and you see a purplish crystal, about 4 inches in height, falls out of the vine number 1 pot.
Okay. Cool. And then I go over to vine 3 and pull things out.
Well, the pot that vine 3 was in has been shattered by Ka, and the key is around Ka's rapier.
Oh, got it.
That was in the pot.
Can I try to? Can I just kind of like hold all 3 things in my hand and see if something happens?
Can someone give me an insight check, please? That's not Jeatz.
I got it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, that's a nat 20 plus 5.
With a nat 20, Horace, you just don't even entertain Jetz's bullshit. You grab the key out of his hand and put it into the lock, and the door opens.
I rolled a 4 on my insight, guys. In my head, it made fucking sense. Can I like give everybody else the other stuff to kind of look at?
I kind of want to move things along. I've got an endpoint in my mind, so it will come into play.
Okay,
Don't worry.
sure.
So you guys open the door to the staircase. I assume you want to walk up those stairs to see what's on the other side.
Yes.
All right. So you all walk up the staircase, and please look downwards on the battle map. You all find yourselves here.
Litty.
So these stairs only go between these two floors, yet you know there are more in the tower. This room is dusty and appears unused in quite some time, centuries even. Despite this, a misty vision appears in front of you. An elderly Eladrin in a robe speaks a riddle. In the haven where shadows dance, find the essence of the moon's romance. Unearth the crystal that sprouts whole deer, and blend it with the mist of morning's tear. To seal the magic and make it sing, align the items with a silver ring. And I will paste that.
I pull out my crystal
Mhm.
and go, okay, mist of the morning's tear would be dew. So we need some dew.
I didn't see any mountains up here, though.
Haven with a shadow.
Well, there are several things. There are several things that are also in this room.
Yeah, I guess can I do a perception check?
So you all can look around. Well, position instead of you guys doing a check, I want you all to position where you'd like to investigate in this room.
I'm gonna
make it more of a physical exercise than a.
I'm gonna check this circle.
Okay, Kai, you're at the upwards workbench. Okay. So we will start with the enchantment table, Jeatz, that you're at. So as you're at this table, it seems sentient, and you reach out your mind to it as you lean over it, and it kind of whispers to you, but it's unintelligible.
Okay.
Almyre, you are at this corner workbench, and there are a few vials on it, so I'll describe them to you. You see one vial that are small droplets, small beads on the inside of this glass.
Okay.
Another is a deep amber with a lighter blue hue towards the top. And there's a third vial that's a dark fog that appears to twinkle like starlight. Ka, you're at the top workbench. What you see is a lone silver ring sitting atop it. And then...
Can I bid on the ring?
Sure. Ka, you grab the ring and go to put it on, and it does nothing. It would appear to be a mundane ring, as far as you can tell. And Horace, you're at this left workbench. There are some ink vials and some parchment, but it's very dusty. At the moment, you don't see anything looking at the top of this desk.
Are there any drawers?
No drawers, but as you're looking for them, you look underneath the table, and you see a vial under there in the shadow.
I'll pick it up.
You go to grab the vial, and the vial is full of this black mist.
What was the first one that Almyre picked up? Clear as glass?
I will read the riddle again.
Okay.
I guess, Horace, you're talking to yourself. What's the riddle again? This misty figure appears looking at the staircase again. So you're just looking at his back. In the haven where shadows dance, find the essence of moon's romance. Unearth the crystal that sprouts all dear, and blend it with the mist of morning's tear. To seal the magic and make it sing, align the items with a silver ring.
Okay. So I need to do something with the ring that Ka found.
Okay, yeah, Ka's got it on their fingers, so where should it go?
I guess we put it on the table
Uh-huh.
in front of Jeatz.
I assume one of these things over here is going to be the mist of morning's tear. And the first line said something about nighttime or something. And
it's in the Discord if you want to go read it for yourself.
Oh,
it's in the
yes,
Wind in the Wild.
yes.
In havens where shadows dance. Can I go to the middle table and see if there's anything?
Essence of Moon's Romance.
That is where the Misty figure is standing. There's nothing on the table. I probably should have removed those items, but sometimes I'm in a rush making these maps, man. Sometimes I'm in a rush.
So what's in the thing in front of me?
In front of you, Jeatz, is another enchanting table, similar to the one that Almyre learned the Enlarge Reduce spell. So it has a magical presence, but at the moment it's only whispering just like tidbits of things that you can't make out in your mind.
I'm going to take out the purple crystal and just set it on the table for now.
As you do so, the lights get a little bit lighter and then they dim back to their original state.
I'm going to call over to Ka and have Ka bring over the ring as well and set it down there.
All right.
Ka, as you put the ring down on this enchantment table, the lights brighten and they stay that bright.
These on the right side walls, is this...
So Horace, as you approach the right side walls, you see a wall full of scrolls. The parchment looks ancient, and as you pull one out and unroll it, there's nothing on it. And kind of as you do so, the paper starts to break and fall apart almost, as if these scrolls were used long ago. But now they're blank.
Okay. I'll just walk back and I'll kind of show them the dark file that I have.
I think...
You think that dark file is the Mist of Moon's Tear?
No, I think it might be the Essence of Moon's Romance.
That's what I was thinking.
The dark?
Under the table in the Haven of Shadows, you know.
Okay.
And then it says something in here about blending it with the Mist of Morning Tear. And I've got 3 vials here, and one of them has a couple drops, so that could be a teardrops of the morning. Could be some dew. I've got another one with kind of a fog kind of deal with some twinkling, so that could also be mist.
That's what I was thinking, Mist of Morning's Tear. And we have the crystal.
Yeah, I mean, is the crystal small enough to fit inside one of those vials?
Yeah, so the mouth of the vial for all of these 3 glasses are all large enough to accept the crystal that came out of the plant pot. The vine pot,
So I guess
should say.
You put the crystal in the fog?
Yeah, whatever the mist is, I think we should do. So I put it in the one that's got the mist in it, like the second one that Almyre mentioned.
So
The
the dark fog that appears to twinkle like starlight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, so I was like, wait. The way you describe that, that's a 12.
Natural 1.
16.
12 will
13.
pass, 16 will pass,
Oof,
13
nat
will
one.
pass. Alright, that's going to be rough for you. Very rough. Jeatz, all of you pass. You're not going to take damage except for Jeatz, which is going to be...
Wait, why am I taking...
Because you failed.
I passed.
Who rolled the nat 1?
Me.
Oh, Almyre, everyone takes cover, but Almyre, you are going to take 17 force damage as this vial just absolutely explodes on this workbench.
But what were all the bottles that he got then? Because I have 3. I guess I missed. He found 4, right?
There were 3 on the workbench that Almyre approached. The ones that remain are one that has small droplets that are clinging to the edge of the vial, and the other one that's still intact is a deep amber with a lighter blue hue towards the top of the vial.
Okay, deep
like
amber.
a sunrise.
I guess we're gonna. I'm gonna put it in that one. I'm gonna take the crystal and put it in that one.
The amber
Everyone,
one?
roll me another dexterity saving throw.
Wait, why would you put in the amber
Oh,
one?
amber.
It's the clearest glass with droplets.
Because I got a 17.
17 to pass.
You killed us all. I got a freaking 4.
4 fails.
I got a
Wait, no, I have
six.
inspiration. I have
What's your
inspiration. I'm using it.
dexterity
22.
22 will
I
pass.
got an 18. 18.
Okay, 18 will pass. Almyra,
Oh.
what's your dex save?
16.
16 will pass. Okay. So none of
We
you
take half damage?
prepared
No
this
damage.
time. No one took any damage.
Uh,
Do you want me to
I'm
roll
gonna-
it just to see?
yeah.
Okay, that one is much less bad. That was only 9 force damage.
I pick up the last thing and put it in the last file.
Why do we
Okay,
keep letting
as
him
you-
pick up this crystal?
As you put the crystal in the last vial with the dewdrops, you see the dewdrops kind of float off of the edges of this vial and start to orbit the purplish crystal inside of it. Well, the purplish crystal stands upright.
Yep. And then I am gonna take the vial from Almyra and I guess ask Horace to hand me his vial, and then set them on the table.
I like put it in his hand, but I hold on for a moment. It's like, be careful what you do with this. And then I let go.
I put the crystal in that one. No, just kidding. I take the vial with the crystal and dew, and then the vial with the smoke, and put it on the enchanting table.
So you have the ring, the vial with the dark smoke in it that Horace found under the table, and the last vial with the crystal and the orbiting dewdrops on it. You put them all on the table, and all of a sudden the table lights with this green light, and you see these ingredients both these vials start to orbit the ring faster and faster and faster until they start to squash, sort of like these discs. And as they envelop the ring, they create these black and white lines that start to go around the ring. And after a moment, the ring falls to the table, and this ornate ring with this black and white sort of like DNA sequences, helix going around the ring, sits on the table in front of you.
Can I cast Identify on it?
You may. So, Myra, you take a moment at the enchanting table and find that this is a ring of Fey Step, which would grant the wearer the ability to cast Fey Step once a day. However, its first use is calling you elsewhere and can teleport more than one person, almost like a port key in Harry Potter, for example.
Oh.
If everyone's touching it at the moment that you want to activate it.
Everyone touch this.
I touch it.
Mm-hmm.
As long as everyone touches it, I will, I can sense the magic in it, and I'll try to activate it.
Can you say what it does again? I'll put it in the bag of
Sure.
holding.
It's a ring of Fey Step.
And description? I guess what it does.
It gives you it teleports you.
Grants a use of Fey Step once per day. Just to put it to basics.
Okay. Thank you.
Since Fey Step is like a racial ability, you can't like make an item that like does that. So, I'm at war with D&D Beyond sometimes because you just can't make items that do that to like, make it a button that you can click in D&D Beyond.
Right.
Okay, so is everyone grabbing the ring for Almyre to activate it?
Yep.
All right.
Don't forget, Almyre, you also have the ring of healing.
Yes,
Or is that did you use that earlier?
I don't plan on keeping this, as I already have Face Step.
I look at the ring longingly.
Okay, that said, you all teleport to the top room of this little battle map here. You all appear in the middle, or I guess at the bottom left, because that's where the ring was, so that's where you were all standing. And sitting in this room, Jeatz, you recognize Magnus sitting in a red leather chair looking out of his stained glass window. That's a raven sitting in a tree.
Is he faced forward to us, or is he faced away?
No, he's looking out his window facing away from you.
I kind of gesture to everyone and like bow and say, I guess I don't know. Would Lord be a good way of? What would be the proper term?
Lords are lower than elders, so Elder Magnus would be the proper
Elder Magnus. Okay, it's not just a classification, but it's a title. I guess is the question I was. Okay. Yeah. So I'll bow and kind of direct everybody to do that as well and say, Elder Magnus, pardon our intrusion.
Oh, it is no intrusion. I knew you were coming for quite some time. I invited you in even.
Thank you so much for allowing us to grace your presence.
Braver than most, solving the puzzles of my tower.
I laugh a little and say, yes, there were a few missteps, but we've made it.
I hope it was good fun.
I look at him and go, yes, we had a blast.
My vines can have quite a sting, can't they?
Yes. I'm still shaking off the poison as we speak, sir.
Tell me, young Jeatz of Nestleton, why have you come here? You and your cohort.
Elder, I was returning to town and I noticed that the crops and everything around Nestleton has started to fade, and when I spoke to my father, he said that your heart has been stolen, and I want to make this right. I want to help my town, and I want to make this better.
Tell me, boy, do you know why I gave Nestleton my heart?
I kind of paused for a second, and then no, everything was, from what I'm told, the story has been lost, but I would love to hear why.
I have a long memory. I'm an old Fey that was here before even the courts existed, and in my youth I was a prankster, as many of us Fey are, but alas, I fell in love. However, my antics came back to bite me, for another had taken a liking to my love. I had pranked him before, and he took that as an excuse to pursue my crush and take her from me. It's been so long now I don't even remember their names, but I took that as a calling to help others and settled here in what you now call Nestleton, giving health to the land so that those that live here may need not toil. I trusted the people here with my heart, and they let it slip to some charlatan. My heart is gone.
I think that at that I kind of like look down in shame.
Do you know what that's like, dear boy? Having your heart ripped from you? When you've given it to someone you trust?
No, not nearly the way that I'm sure you feel.
Magnus gets up from his chair and looks out of the window and turns around and looks at you all. My dear Jeatz. And he puts a hand on your face. And you can kind of feel your face warp in a way that you are not intending. away from the others, but in a way that you can tell he's activating your latent powers, as it were, as a changeling.
Right.
And
Okay.
Magnus walks over to you, Ka, puts a hand on the cheek that's facing away from others, and does the same thing. Looks over to Horace and you, Almyre. Damn it. I want to keep the freaking music the same. Was it this one? No, sorry. Looks amongst the four of you and says, "In the wild, the land that's been gifted to us by Exurbia, many things can change on a whim. A thought just occurred to me, an old memory. You're here, so why don't I regale you with a tale, a short one at that, of a time long past? Would that be okay with you all?"
I nod.
Sure.
Magnus goes to sit down in his chair. Get comfortable. There's some pillows over there in the corner. You can set them out amongst the floor.
I think I kind of hesitate for a second and then walk over and grab a pillow for myself and a smaller pillow for Pascal, and I set him down and make sure he's comfortable, and then sit on the floor.
I grab a pillow, not knowing he put a pillow down for Pascal, and I sit too close.
Pascal shoots him with his tongue, with hey, move. This is my territory.
Oh, so sorry, Pascal. Sorry, I didn't see there. I'll sit over here.
Before we get comfortable, Jeatz, dear boy, I know of the goings-on in the village, and so perhaps we make a trade. You hear my tale and...
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
You give me what you said you might.
Can I do an insight check to see if there's any, like... I don't know, if there's any subtext to that's not just like, we're gonna make a trade, information for this.
You may.
21?
With a 21, you can tell that Magnus is a little nervous. It is an exceptional roll. You see, Magnus is more subtly trying to influence you than you might have originally guessed.
With that in mind, I will nod and say, I would love to hear your story, but this heart that we carry, my true hope is that it can be used as at least an intermediary until I can recover your heart, so that my people do not starve and my people don't suffer. So if I trade this for you, can you allow it for at least a time to bless a little of your power upon my town and my space, so they can continue helping people as they have?
I will imbue what power I have into this heart.
Then I kind of look at my party, looking for any, like, no, we shouldn't do it, yeah, we should do it, on anybody's faces. And then I say, I would be most lucky to have any opportunity to help my people. And I nod and then I sit down, I guess.
Magnus invites you to sit in the floor next to him and says, "Sounds like we have a deal, lad. Well, you were here to hear a tale, weren't you?"
Yes.
Magnus takes the tea that he had sitting next to him. "Delicious, thank you. An age ago, the world was wild. This was before the Archfey had established courts even. There was an Archfey called Indring, a true daughter of Exurbia. She's said to be the mother of changelings." Magnus, looking to you, Jeatz.
I definitely make a side little look over to Ka.
"Sadly, she died, and some evil began genociding her children. Some made it out of the wild, but I'm not sure if any that remained in the wild survived the onslaught. But on the day Exurbia learned of her daughter's death, her sorrow in that moment, well, it sent out a wave of magical energy emanating from a spot that we call the pit. And that is why we have no writing and why memories outside the wild fade. I'm sure you saw the parchment downstairs. It was old and brittle. It has not seen ink for an age. It's why you, Horace, cannot remember your childhood outside of the wild. Exurbia's sorrow wiped all of that away. She's a jealous goddess. And many of us Fey are. And I'm no different." And with that, Magnus snaps, and you feel yourself ripped from this room, and you reappear in a cell about 30 feet on all sides square. Magnus in the cell with you, sitting cross-legged in the middle of it. And just outside the bars, you can see Red Eye with his dark face and two red beady eyes staring down at you. Fey heart in hand that appears to be Magnus's. Magnus looking up at him, and Red Eye says,
"Well done, my little puppet. It's about time you brought them to me."
And that's